Hey everybody, welcome back to my budgeting videos. This is for my paycheck from July 29th. Yes, I am aware that we are in August now, so I'm a little bit late. I did the actual budget, like sat down and did it back on August 1st, late at night, because I had to make sure that I got it done and I paid rent because rent was obviously due before midnight. And it was a good thing I did because my cell phone bill was due and I didn't have the date when I did the previous paycheck's budget, so I just knew that it would be due at some point, but my cell phone company hadn't told me yet when it was due. And yeah, it was due. So I was like right sort of at the cutoff for getting that paid as well, which is not ideal, but whatever, it's paid, it's done, everything is fine. So I did this the other week now, I suppose it was. And I'm just now getting a chance to actually write it into the proper book. I did it on just like a scrap piece of paper because, you use what you use. So let's see what I did. I started with a balance in my account of $1,669.19. So the first thing I did was pulling out part of rent, as always. Leaving me with $1,276.69. The next thing I did was pull out the percentage that I got paid out on that paycheck for my vacation accrual. I've been having a little bit of a semi-mild panic freak-out situation happening in regards to how much debt I have sitting on my line of credit and how I have absolutely no idea how I'm supposed to be paying it off. And then I realized that once the trip in October is done, the vacation accrual money and the stat accrual money, I can actually put it, like I'll still put some into savings probably because, like if ever I need like a day or something, I'll have money saved that can cover for like the lack of money on the paycheck. But I can start funneling it into paying off debt. So it kind of helped calm me a little bit. But it doesn't consistently stay in my brain that I have that as a backup plan. So then every now and then I kind of freak out again. And then I'm like, no, I had something figured out. I had a strategy. And it's maybe not the smartest strategy. And I am still looking for a part-time job, but finding one that fits around my hours that I'm currently doing is not easy. So I'm struggling there. If anybody knows of a part-time job that I can do from home, let me know. So once I pulled out the vacation percentage accrual, I got $1,132.78. And then I'm doing the same for the percentage that I got paid out for my stat. Which is putting me down to $1,050.03. So the next thing is my car payment. Comes out automatically bi-weekly. I've been so late with doing my budgets the last little bit that usually I sit down and that's already actually come out, so I don't even include it in the write out. I just put it off to the side because it's already been paid. So I mean, like, pat on the back that I actually did this one a little bit earlier. I mean, I didn't get to film it, but I did the math, so that should count for something, maybe, I don't know. And then the next thing I pull out is my bi-weekly contribution to the sinking fund for my car insurance. Which is $67. So I'm down to $716.31. Then my cell phone bill was $74.26. Okay, and then sinking funds. I had enough money this time to actually contribute to the sinking funds that are my, like, always contribute to these funds sinking funds, which was nice because that hasn't happened, it feels like, consistently in a while. Part of me thinks I should stop contributing to them necessarily because they're a travel fund, a present/dragon boating fund, and an emergency fund. And I'm like, I could put the money to more active use right now instead of putting it into those funds. But say like the presents and the dragon boating fund, things are going to come up where I'm buying people presents, right? And then also dragon boating has fees associated with it, and I haven't quit the sport, so I'm going to need money for that. And if ever there is an emergency, like a big emergency, not a I dug myself back into consumer debt emergency, probably better to have a chunk of money off to the side. So then I keep being like, no, it's responsible to keep contributing. And I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know which is the more responsible way to do it, to take the money and not put it into the sinking funds and utilize it right now for current situations, or keep putting it into the sinking funds every time I'm able to, because eventually the sinking funds will cover my butt with an expense. I don't really know, and I don't know who to ask, so I'm just sort of going to keep contributing to them when I can and hope that it's the right thing to do. I owe my friend $40. I actually still have that sitting in my account because I kept forgetting to ask him for his email address so that I could e-transfer it. And then I finally asked him yesterday when we were out, and he's like, oh, just send it to like my phone number instead of like putting the email. I always just automatically send e-transfers via email. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, sure, I can absolutely do that. Do you think I've done it yet? No. Why? I don't know. It's just still sitting there. So $40 to Bill, which is leaving me with $482.05. Paid $310.01, such a random number, to my line of credit. And that should just show you just how badly I've dug myself into debt, that is my minimum payment. I mean, yeah, for the month. And so I'm trying to do it bi-weekly, but still, oh, it hurts. It hurts so much. 172.04. And then I put 80 onto Visa, which has also snuck back up there, and I honestly don't know how. I'm not sure what I did there. I mean, I know I had some expenses that were time sensitive that I had to pay, and I used the Visa. I didn't think it was enough to put it up there, but I don't know. Like, I honestly just don't know. So I need a strategy for that as well, but I don't have one right now, so we're just not going to focus on that. This is what the budget ended up looking like. It left me with $92.04. I left the buffer instead of putting more onto one of the bills just because I was sure I had forgotten something. I don't think in the end I did, but I did end up having more expenses than normal just because, like, life. Have you noticed? I don't know, maybe it's not the same where you are, but like this year, everybody's really just like, summer's back, and it's like a normal summer. It's not a pandemic summer, so things are happening. I'm going to concerts, I'm like going to events, I'm going to things, I'm just going to things, and all of these things require money, and I did not budget for them because I really didn't think that the world would be opening up quite as much as it has. And yeah, I don't know, I just doing stuff, not expecting it, not being prepared for it in the budget at all. I think I really need to start setting aside a budget for like social / fun. It won't be big, but it'll be something, and then try to limit my activities to like within that budget. I don't know how to do that though. I mean, theoretically I know how to do that, clearly, but there's not one activity that I have attended in the past month of summer that would have cost $20 or less, and I clearly don't have a huge amount of money to be putting into a newly created sinking fund for like fun and activities. Maybe for next year I need to create a sinking fund specifically for like summer. That's an idea. Okay, well, we'll ponder on that. This paycheck, in a weird way, has like confused me in terms of like where to write things down in my book, because it was on the 29th, so it's a July 29th paycheck. But like the money, everything that I'm pulling out and putting onto things is going to expenses that happened in August, not July, but in my head. So let me show you what I mean. Like over here in the month of July pages, like clearly I wrote down like the paycheck came in that date, but then I didn't write down over here the bills paid by that paycheck because they were paid for August expenses. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's confusing me because I just don't know really where to like note things down. So I've created, or partially filled in anyways, August already. So I actually started to write down the paycheck that I just did the budget for here, because I was thinking August in my brain when I was like, nah, it's July, like get out of here. So I'm just pretending I'm super organized and prepared for the paycheck on the 12th. But so I wrote in my bills and expenses and whatnot, and then, but I didn't put down the line of credit and Visa payments and whatnot in the credits and loans that I paid with the July 29th paycheck, because it's the July 29th paycheck. But I think in the banking world, the money all like processed through and like belongs to August. I just don't know, and I get all messed up with stuff like that, and then don't want to mess up the book, so then I don't write anything down. I know it's a ridiculous thing, but this is where my attention to detail sometimes messes me up. So I wrote down, filled in the sections for where I put money. But then I got messed up again. Let me show you in the checklists, because of course I did. So I paid August rent, but then the July 29th paycheck, I did the line of credit payment. So in my head, that's July, but does it actually process and count for August? I don't know. So then I just started checking off things under July and leaving August blank, figuring that with the paycheck this coming week for August, that's when I'll start counting the check marks for August. I don't know. I just get confused over really stupid things, I'm well aware. But this is my August layout so far. I'm kind of going for all like pastel-y muted colors. I don't know why. I just sort of started with the rent sticker and then continued on with the same sticker pack. So there's that. I haven't filled out all of this yet, like the food budget or personal. Personal, I don't usually fill out anyways. Food, I'm just not sure. So I did some grocery shopping at the beginning of the weekend, on the Friday, I think it was, because that's sort of like when I like to do my grocery shopping. But I don't remember how much I spent, and I don't think I spent a lot. I was sort of getting like essentials. I'm trying to just eat what I have. So I bought like a couple things that, you know, like 2 pieces of salmon, like frozen salmon, like things like that, because like a girl needs protein. I forgot to buy salad, which I'm kicking myself for, but what's done is done. So I'm just going to try to get through the week living off of what is in my kitchen and not buying anything extra. And we'll see how it goes. I've been trying that for the past couple weeks, and it's doing pretty well, which makes it sound like I have a huge stockpile of food, and I don't. Like, I rebuy what are my essentials, so things like bread, milk, eggs. I can't function without any of those for very long. But other things, I'm trying to, you know, like, I don't buy a new can of soup until I've eaten the current can of soup, and like silly things like that I think everybody else on the planet does, and only I don't. I don't know why. So I'm just eating what I have. And let me tell you, there's not enough chocolate. I don't have enough chocolate. I'm like giving myself one little square a day, and it's making me into a cranky human. But yeah, so the budget. This is what I have. Hopefully it makes sense and kind of works. I mean, it does work. It's already done. I'm living my life. I have much less than that in my bank account right now, actually. But you know, that is life. I hope your guys' budget went well. If you had a long weekend last weekend, I hope you had a great one, as well as me. Or maybe you have one coming up soon, and if so, yay, I'm very happy for you. Be safe out there, not just because of COVID, but heat waves are sort of hitting everybody at different times. So, you know, drink lots of water or whatever is your drink of choice. And I will see you hopefully next weekend, because maybe I'll do the budget for this coming Friday's paycheck on time. And wouldn't that just be a happy surprise? Bye.